Hello, I'm Harvey Clare, and today I'll be overlooking Charlton Athletic's 2015-2016 Championship season. With the South East London side 11 points off safety with only 12 points available for the remainder of the season, it's pretty safe to say they'll get relegated at the end of this campaign, so I'll be telling you where it all went wrong. The Addicts started off the season in great form as they went on a 5-game unbeaten run, but this run came to an end late August when they lost 2-1 away from home against Wolves. Following the loss against Wolves, Charlton went through the whole of September only picking up 1 point. During this month, they played 5 games and lost 4 of them. October was somehow even worse for the Addicts as they lost 4 of the 5 games they played this month, although on the 24th of August, Guy Luzon was sacked. Following the dismissal of Luzon, Carl Frey was hired as intern coach. Carl Frey is no stranger to Charlton as he helped the club stay in the Championship at the end of the 2013-14 season where he worked under Jose Riga. In November, the club won their first game in 13 attempts as they beat Sheffield Wednesday 3-1 at home. This morale boost continued into the next game as they beat Birmingham 1-0. December was another winless month for the club as they drew 3 and lost 3 of their 6 fixtures. Heading into the new year, they started off the year as they finished it with playing 5 games and losing 4 of them. After a 5-0 loss to Huddersfield on January 12th, the board decided to sack Carl Frey. Just 24 hours after the sacking of Carl Frey, Jose Riga returned for his second spell at the club. 2 days later, he lost 6-0 to Hull City. As it was January, it meant that the January transfer window was open. It was a hectic period for the club as they brought in 5 players while seeing 4 go out on loan. The signings they brought in included Arsenal misfit Yaya Sanogo, West Ham's Diogo Poyet, and Standard Liège defender Georgi Textra. As we head into February, it seemed like these signings did not help the club as for the 5th time now, Charlton had another winless month, losing 4 of the 5 games they played. By now, I noticed that a lot of protests were happening at home fixtures before, during and after the games, and I wanted to find out why. It turns out it was a group called the CARD movement. I spoke with Rick Everett, one of the group's key members, to find out more. Rick explained to me that the season has followed the same pattern as the previous one, with a promising start sublining into disarray because the squad is not strong enough. Rick went on to say, this has been compounded by inexperience and inquidelities directed by the head coaches. When I asked Rick in January does he think his beloved football team would stay up, he simply replied, it may already be too late. Charlton finally had a good month in March as they won 2 and drew 1 of their 4 fixtures, but these results may have been too late as they were rock bottom of the league with only 8 games remaining. The Addicts opened up April with a 2-1 90th minute winner, but after this win, they drew 0-0 against QPR and lost back-to-back matches. So here we are, we're finally caught up with the Addicts. In a season where they've conceded 76 goals and have only won 8 games out of 46, you have to admit they deserve to go down. I've been Harvey Clare. Thank you for watching. Hello, I'm Harvey Clare, and today I'm down at the docks with my good friend Kwame Q4 to ask him about the Charlton Under-21 season. Kwame, thank you for joining me today. How has the season been?
It's been really good for them this season. They've won the league with a game to go. And if you look at, I've been in every single game that they've played so far, and you could see the energy, the confidence. It's really good for them at the moment. And considering they've got a game still to go, and I think they were 6 points clear of the top, so that's really good.
Is there, would you say there's any youth players in the team that could make it into the first team?
To be honest with you, they have got a lot of good youth players in the team. Josh Umara, Regan Charles Cook, that's been recently been linked with Arsenal and Liverpool, so you could see he's full of talent, and I think some of them actually are going to make it into the England under 21 setup as well, so it's really good, and they can easily be drafted into the first team, the Charlton first team, considering the Charlton first team is struggling already. And if you look at the potential that they've got at the youth setup, they can easily make it to the first team.
You and I have both been reporting on the Charlton this year. The first team, as we both know, have been terrible this season and have been relegated. If the team did use more youth players, do you think they would have had a more successful season?
I think using the youth players is the way forward at the moment for Charlton, because they've got a lot of brilliant youth players that they can easily be drafted into the first team. The last time I went to see the under-21 squad, they had Ricardo Vastey from the first team that was recovering from an injury, and you could see the energy wasn't there for him, like he doesn't want to know, but you could see the energy level of some of the players like Regan Charles Cook, Josh Umara. You could see they are hungry. They want the success. They want to do it. So why not? They should give these young guys an opportunity in the first team. And I think if they give them an opportunity to the first team, they wouldn't have been where they are at the moment. And that will help them. That will help a club like Charlton.
And lastly, you mentioned a number of players there, but if you had to pick one player to look out for, who would it be?
Regan Charles Cook. I've had the privilege of watching that guy play in a couple of games, and I'm not surprised that he's been linked with a team like big clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool are all coming for him. You can see he's got a potential. He's brilliant. When he gets the ball, he look over his shoulder. You can see he's got that awareness. You know who is behind him, and the future is bright for that guy. So if I'm supposed to pick out of them lot, I will go for Regan Charles Cook.
Kwame, thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to your mini East London discussion. I am your host Harvey Clare, and today I'm joined by the lovely lady that is Philippa Christopher Brown, or better known as Pippa for her successful YouTube channel and website Pippa Blogs, or better known as the girl of Arsenal Fan TV. Philippa, thank you for joining me today.
What an intro. Thanks, Harvey, for having me.
First off, congratulations on being a part of such a successful YouTube channel like Arsenal Fan TV. How did you find yourself working for Robbie & Co?
Well, it all started when I originally wanted to start my own YouTube channel in 2013. I was mainly just writing blogs about Arsenal and football in general. And I used to go to all the home games all the time, and I used to always bump into them. They used to always want to interview me. And I was like, who are you guys? You're doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I just kind of met them at the games, and we spoke, and they saw my blog, and they were interested. They wanted to have a female presenter, and they were interested in my work and happy to see that I actually knew about football. And so that's how I got on board, really.
Don't you think how crazy it is how big the channel has come? You know, you see Ian Wright tweets about the channel a lot.
Yeah.
I saw Rio Ferdinand say something, and now I even saw Robbie on Match of the Day too. It's just crazy how it's developed.
It's amazing. The journey has been incredible, and I feel like it's only the beginning now. It really is giving fans a platform to have their say on the game.
What did you think of our previous game against our East London rivals, West Ham?
It was an incredible game. I was there myself, and it was a great game for the neutral fan. It was entertaining. It was everything you'd want from a London rivalry. But I was disappointed that Arsenal didn't catch the 3 points. But West Ham have had an incredible season.
Yeah. And
they've been doing really well. So it was a deserving point for each team, to be fair.
Sticking with West Ham, I noticed a video on Arsenal Fan TV within the past week, including Claude speaking about how unfair it is that they don't have to suffer from changing stadiums. What do you think of this?
Some may argue that it's expensive, but I feel like they've got a pretty good deal for $2.5 million a year.
Yeah.
And they haven't really had to suffer for it. They've just been given it on a plate, really.
What affects me the most about this news about the 2.5 million is that I feel like it won't affect the club. Like with Arsenal, they had to pay 400 million for the Emirates, but they had to do it progressively, so they had to withheld their financial side of things, and now West Ham only have to save up 2.5 million a season to pay for the new stadium, with the rest getting paid off by the taxpayer. You do understand Claude's frustration when it took Arsenal at least 10 years to pay off for the Emirates, don't you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think that resonates with all Arsenal fans, that we have suffered. I think
with the players we've signed and all that, and the players we had to let go, Fabregas, Van Persie, the list goes on. With there only being 6 games left of the season to go, and with West Ham having such an incredible season, do you think they will get top 4?
Do you know what? I will be honest. I am rooting for them to get top 4. I mean, they've come this far, and it would be incredible for them to start a new season in a new stadium with, hopefully qualifying for Champions League football.
There's a small part of me that wants West Ham to get top 4 as well, because one, it'll be great for London as a whole, because then there'll be 3 London clubs in the Champions League, and I think that'll be just great. Philippa, thank you for joining me today. It's been really great to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. This has been Harvey Clare. Thank you for listening.
That's the wonder of you.
Hello, I'm Harvey Clare, and I'll be rounding up the recent Challenge Cup tournament where the UEL took on East Anglia Ruskin University. To win the Challenge Cup, the 2 universities had to beat the opposing side to the best of 21 sporting events that took place on that day. Overall, the East Anglia University won the Challenge Cup as they beat University of East London 13-8. Here's a quick recap of some of the sporting events that UEL lost and won. To start off with, there was victory for the UEL women's hockey team. However, the men's side couldn't do the same as there was a last-minute heartbreak when East Anglia's Dean Corbishley hit a last-minute winning shot. UEL netball girls team fell just short as they lost 28-25. Both the UEL male and female team won their tennis matches that took place at Lee Valley Tennis and Hockey Centre. It was always going to be an uphill battle when the UEL males football second team took on East Anglia's first, and it got quite embarrassing at Hackney Marshes as East Anglia won 7-1. There was another victory for Anglia in the football as the women's team beat UEL 2-1. After a slow start on the court, UEL men's volleyball team won 3 games to 1, whereas the UEL women's team won both their sets. As for basketball, the UEL men smashed Anglia 84-58 with Bobson Tesfit scoring an impressive 38 points, although it was a tough loss for the women's side as they lost 90-39. There was a nail-biting finish in the cricket as it came down to the wire, where the UEL men's team won by an incredible 2 wickets. All East Anglia had to do now to win the Challenge Cup was beat the UEL rugby team, and that's exactly what they did do when they won 14-10. Once again, congratulations to East Anglia University on winning the first ever Challenge Cup. Hopefully next year we could do this all over again. I've been Harvey Clare, thank you for listening.